So it seems that Sony is finally making some moves and buying studios that probably should have been bought from them a long time ago. Now recently Jim Ryan confirmed or announced that they have bought Housemarque Studios, the makers of Returnal. But while doing that, he accidentally also revealed that they bought BluePoint Studios, the makers of Demon's Souls remake. Now first of all, these are two great pickups no matter how you see it. There are gonna be a lot of haters out there making fun of them because they're pretty relatively a small studio when you compare it to purchases like Bethesda, where they have so many internal studios under their umbrella. But nonetheless, having two extra studios creating games for the PlayStation 5 is good news. However, that being said, the type of games that they've been making, although very helpful to the PlayStation, haven't really pushed the envelope forward. When it comes to BluePoint, they're mostly used as a studio to make remakes for the PlayStation, starting way back with the God of War collection on PlayStation 3. And of course they worked on Ico Shadow of the Colossus, Metal Gear Solid HD collection. They also worked on a remake of Flower, of course the Uncharted Nathan Drake collection, Gravity Rush Remastered, Shadow of the Colossus, and of course Demon's Souls remasters. So if or when they announce that they have bought BluePoint Games, hopefully they also announce that they're working on new IP and not necessarily regulated to working on nothing but remakes. And at this point, even though the remakes have been great, we still don't really have any idea of what type of developers they would be if they would create their own IP. Because it's a lot easier to work on games when they have established artwork, gameplay mechanics, pretty much an established game. And all you really have to do is just perk it up. Maybe work on the graphics, update the way we play maybe. But other than that, before we get too excited, BluePoint really does have to show us what kind of studio they are and what kind of games they can make from scratch. Now Housemarque is a different story because we already know what they can do. And it's really not too shabby, and at least they are making original IP. Now their lineup of games isn't too strong because before Returnal, they pretty much stuck to smaller arcade style games. Probably their most famous is Resogun that launched for the PlayStation 4 and came out on PlayStation 3 and Vita. And maybe before that, Super Stardust that came out in 1996, because all the games in between are ones that you probably wouldn't touch. But they really did surprise us with Returnal. And when you look at the progression of the type of games, they really did make a leap. And even though Returnal does hold a lot of the same gameplay mechanics, it was at least pushed to a 3D space, providing their player base with a brand new experience, actually taking risks. And in the end, gaining all the rewards. And that's why I'm excited for these studios. They need to be rewarded for all the hard work that they did, and all the hard work they continue to do. And honestly, Sony needs studios. And even though these studios are only two smaller studios that can't really compare to a lot of other bigger studios, it's better to have them under their wing than not. Obviously, because they'll keep on making games for the PlayStation 5, and that's what the PlayStation 5 desperately needs. More games. Now, I haven't tried Returnal, and I'm probably not gonna buy that game until it drops to about, I'm gonna say $20. I kid you not. I think this game should have launched at $40. But of course, Sony being Sony, they pushed it to $70. And that is just way too much for video games. Especially ones without multiplayer that will keep you coming back for more. So bottom line, Sony buying these studios is good news, no matter how bad you try to spin it. Yes, they may not be the latest and greatest, and maybe their track record isn't as good as it should be, but they sure do have potential and they have skills. And even if BluePoint is regulated to making nothing but remakes, we know there's a market for those. And we know that they have other studios that rather be working on new IP, such as Naughty Dog, and the list goes on. It's still good news for PlayStation fans, and this is something that you guys should be excited for. I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.